Thank you for joining us for devotions today. This entire week we've been looking at the liturgical calendar, but we're actually going to take a break from that today. We're going to turn our eyes back to the American calendar, or even the world calendar, and we're going to look at New Year's Eve and the celebrations of New Year's Eve. And so I want to ask you, how do you celebrate New Year's Eve? What are your traditions? And perhaps more importantly, how do those traditions influence the way you look and think about time? You see, we as Americans have a tendency to chronicle time within the frame of years. And so every time a new year starts, we think about it as a jumping point, a new launching point, a new opportunity that we have. And if you watch, for example, the ball drop in New York City, or if you've watched the news at all in the past few weeks, typically what you'll see is news anchors or commentators collecting a list of the worst things that happened this year or the best things that happened this year. And that leads us to say things like, maybe this coming year will be better. I hope it's better than last year. This is my year. It couldn't be as bad as last year. This coming year is the year. And actually, as Christians, this view of chronicling time as a year and hoping things will be better for this coming year isn't quite right, isn't quite helpful. And so I want to challenge this view of time that we adopt culturally around the New Year celebration. And I want to do that by looking at Psalm 90. And this psalm is 17 verses, but I want to read the whole thing. And I want you to ask yourself, how does this psalmist view time? And how should I then, as a Christian, view time in light of this psalm? So how does this psalmist view time? And how should I as a Christian view time in light of this psalm? And interestingly, side note, this is a psalm from Moses, a prayer of Moses. And so that helps you think about perhaps what he's thinking about as he is writing this psalm. And so we read, Lord, you have been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You return man to dust and say, Return, O children of man. For 1,000 years in your sight are but as yesterday when it is past, or as a watch in the night. You sweep them away as with a flood. They are like a dream, like grass that is renewed in the morning. In the morning it flourishes and is renewed. In the evening it fades and withers. For we are brought to an end by your anger. By your wrath we are dismayed. You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your presence. For all our days pass away under your wrath. We bring our years to an end like a sigh. The years of our life are 70, or even by reason of strength 80. Yet their span is but toil and trouble. They are soon gone, and we fly away. Who considers the power of your anger and your wrath according to the fear of you? So teach us to number our days, that we may get a heart of wisdom. Return, O Lord. How long? Have pity on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your steadfast love, that we may rejoice and be glad all our days. Make us glad as many days as you have afflicted us, and for as many years as we have seen evil. Let your work be shown to your servants, and your glorious power to their children. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish the work of our hands upon us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. This is the word of the Lord. So what were some of the things that you picked up on there? What were some of the ways in which the psalmist showed us that our Christian understanding of time is different than the world's understanding of the time? And I hope that you will discuss this and think about this throughout the day and through your New Year's Eve celebrations. But I really quickly want to pick up on two things. First, we worship a God who is outside of time, who is not bound by our view of time. And our goal as Christians, the thing we yearn for the most, is to join Him in that eternity. And so for us, time seems to vanish as we look towards eternity with God. But the second thing that I picked up on this that challenges our view of time is that we don't view time within the frame of a year, but like the psalmist, we view the time within the frame of a day. Meaning, as Christians, we recognize, and as the psalmist picks up, as Moses prays, time for us is a daily cycle. Meaning, as he picked up, we sin, we make mistakes, we confess those sins, and we receive forgiveness, and we daily commit ourselves to doing better. And so there is this daily cycle of confession and absolution and seeking to live better. There is this daily recommitment to devoting ourselves to the work that God is doing. All this comes together to show us that we worship a God whose faithfulness lasts into eternity. We receive it new every day, and it does not end. And so I pray that this reflection will bless you as you celebrate the New Year's, and it will bless your daily renewal as a Christian. And I would like to close us with a prayer that is found from a few verses in the old Lutheran hymnal. We pray, "The old year now hath passed away. We thank Thee, O our God, today, that Thou hast kept us through the year when danger and distress were near. O help us to forsake all sin, a new and holier course begin. Mark not what once was done amiss, a happier, better year be this." Amen.